Hey. Welcome to the individual Ikigai worksheet. So, this worksheet is for you to determine your purpose, not just in podcasting or if you're a speaker, no matter what you're doing, this is like just for you. This is going to really help you define what it is that you need to be doing. Help you define your purpose. I think that it's important that we define your purpose right now instead of later on trying to figure it out once you've already set some things in motion, right? This is something that I really wish that I would have been taken through when I got into the job market, and definitely before I started my own business, right? So my hope for you, for us, the mission is to help you define your purpose and define your purpose so that it can align with your podcast or align with the things that you're trying to do, right? So, with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to identify what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for, right? And it's going to give you a deeper understanding of your unique purpose and how it aligns to your journey. I want you to use this worksheet to help you get a big picture, right? And this should be an extension of your passion and skills. It's a worksheet to really help you define that. By no means are we going to go really, really deep. And after this, you're going to just be the Ikigai expert. I'm not even expert at this. This is just something that I use as a tool that really helped me define my purpose. It was one of those things that was just so quick. I read the book. It was an amazing book. The name of the book is called Ikigai, the Japanese Secret to a Long, Happy Life. How many of you, and let me know as you're watching this, put this in our community chat. How many of you have seen people that work in jobs and they're just so doggone miserable in those jobs? Or people that have left this earth and they left this earth and they retired from a job or they're still working at a job that they just absolutely hate. Isn't that a way to live, and a terrible way to live, and an even horrible way to leave? What if you were leaving this earth and you had that feeling? I feel just empty saying that, like having the feeling of leaving this world, still having something in the tank. And that something would be that passion that's deep inside of us, because we know that the people in this world that are just the most miserable people, the meanest people that you ever meet, they're not living their purpose. Think about the DMV. How many times have you went to go get your driver's license or went to some agency and you're just like, oh my God, they just are just super mean, and they just hate the air that they're breathing, hate the air that you're breathing. It's not you, it's them. It's because they're in a job, they're in a career that's not fulfilling their purpose. What a miserable place to be. So I got a link right here. I'm going to highlight this link. I'll go ahead and copy this link and go, if you want to check out the book and go into deeper depth with the book, Ikigai, the Japanese Secret to Living a Long, Happy Life. Just click on this link and let me know if you don't have an Audible account. I got a link that you can get a couple books for free. Just let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Hit me up at info@TonyTaylorInspires.com and I'll definitely send you a link to that book. So this is what it looks like. Look at my, make sure you can see it. So you'll get this form. You'll get this form for you to fill it out on your own. I'm just using this one to show you what it looks like. You'll get your own fresh form for you to use and for you to save, for you to keep, for you to go back and revisit whenever you start trying to figure out what your purpose is. You're going to question yourself. It happens all the time. I don't have not one student in speakuniversity.org or in the podcast academy that hasn't questioned their purpose or hasn't questioned what it is that they are called to do. It happens all the time. So here's the deal. Ikigai is a Japanese concept, and the meaning of the meaning of it is a reason for being. It's a reason for being. If you have a reason for being, the thought process is that you're going to have a happy life and you're going to have joy. There's some people that I talk to, they say, "Oh, this joy thing is so corny," or who cares about having joy? I want to have money. I want to have this. I want to have that. But let me tell you, I saw some of the richest people on this planet not have joy, and they have a miserable life. Right? You give me the money, you give me joy. I'll take the joy every single time because I've lived life without having joy. I've also lived life with having a good amount of money, and I'll take that joy every single time. And I don't know too many people that have had both that would choose the money. So I'll take the joy, and I'm going to show you how you can live the rest of your life with having joy and also having money, and that being connected together. Because the last time I checked, we still live in a society where the currency is money. So you should probably pick something that you can get paid to do, something that you love, something that you're skilled at, and something that the world needs. And that's exactly what Ikigai is. What do you love? So already, start thinking about, what do you love? And then you think about, let's go from the top, and then we're going to go from the top, and we're going to go counterclockwise. What do you love? Start thinking about that. The skill that you have, right? The skill that you have. Think about some skills that you have that maybe you could jot them down. You don't need to write them down now. I just want you to think about it, right? You intersect those two. What do you love? And the skill, what you're going to see is you're going to see some passion. You're going to see some going to be satisfied, right? But then you take the skill and you mix the skill and what you can be paid for. We already know that is a profession, right? If you have a skill and it's something you can be paid for, it's a profession. You take what the world needs and you put that as far as what the world needs and what you could be paid for. That is a vocation. You put all of those things together, what you love, your skill, what you can be paid for, what the world needs. You're going to have passion. You're going to be satisfied. You're going to have a profession. You're going to have comfort. You're going to have a vocation. You're going to have excitement, and you're going to have a mission. How cool is that? And that is Ikigai. I know it looks kind of complicated, but what we're going to do is we're going to break this down till it's to its simplest form. So if you got any questions at this point, what I want you to do is maybe write them down. And if I don't get that question answered for the rest of this video, what I want you to do is to write it in our community section. All right. So what you love, this is the passion part. This is up here. What do you love? Let's break it down. This would be topics I'm passionate about. So what I want you to do is fill in the blanks with 3 to 5 topics or activities that genuinely excite and engage you. If I'm thinking about some of the topics that or activities that I genuinely love and genuinely excite me, I love talking. I love connecting with people. I love seeing people fulfill their goals. I love when people all of a sudden they're just like, "Oh my God, I got it. I figured out my purpose." And that's why I'm excited to do this, because I mean, it's everything. If I can get just one person to figure out their purpose from just doing this worksheet, I've done my job, and that's a passion for me. What I want you to do is I want you to think about what a passion for you would be. So if you're one of those people, you like running, you like being outside, you like gardening, right? There's no limit. I know it says 3 to 5, but if it's just one thing, you already know what you love, just write down that one thing. Let me double check to make sure that I'm recording. Okay, yeah, I am. So what you love. write that down below. And if this is me, I'll go back a little bit. If this is me, what I would do is I would probably print this out. I love doing things like this, printing it out, maybe getting away from the computer. So don't feel like you need to feel this out as I'm doing this. You can kind of just absorb it, take it all in, and then print it out. That's typically what I like to do. And for my students that are enrolled in a course, I highly, highly, highly suggest. I was going to show you a notebook, but I know you know what notebook or a trapper keeper looks like. Print these out and put them in a trapper keeper so that you can always go back and see this, just in case you're having one of those moments that we talked about earlier. So with that being said, you already got your passion filled in. I would go to the next step. The next step would be, again, favorite activities. Describe activities or hobbies that bring you joy and fulfillment. Maybe there's some stuff that we didn't write. We didn't write above. Jog your memory a little bit more. There's got to be something that you're forgetting. There's got to be something else that you love doing. So you write that down below. And then people or causes that I care about. And this one, you're going to identify individuals, groups, or causes that are close to your heart. Maybe you're one of those people that you're fighting for the rights of animals. You're fighting for animals to be treated fairly. You're fighting for puppies to not be in puppy mills anymore, or you're fighting so that people can stop eating animals, and you just want people to know about climate change, or you're fighting because you want more people to know about fashion, or maybe you're like me, you want people to know that it's important for them to use their voice. And that's what I care about. I care about people using their voice, and that's really close to my heart. So the people or the group that I typically tend to speak to when we're talking about some of the courses that I have, some of the things that I do, is introverts. And that's because I identify with them. I am an introvert, even though I've been a motivational speaker. Right now, we have a podcast where people are listening to the show all over the world. I love teaching people how to do that. So what group or causes that are really close to your heart that you really care about? I don't want you to start thinking about the money that you can make this, but the groups, the causes, and the people that are really tugging at your heart. So I would write those down in these boxes below. Go to the next one. So at this point, with all the information that we filled out, you should be really full of passion, right? All of that stuff is all things that are really going to talk to our passion. So now, okay, it's one thing. It's one thing to be passionate about some stuff, but then it's another thing to have some skills. So at this point, you're going to list those key skills and talents. List your skills and talents that you excel in. And what I would do is I would probably go back up here to this list of things that we jotted and think about. What out of those things, like what am I skilled at? You might like to do it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're skilled at it. So a little bit before I started recording, I was singing. I was singing this song. It goes, I was born to love you. Oh my God, I had so much fun, and it gave me so much joy just singing that song. It makes me feel really good inside, right? But am I skilled at singing? Is it really a skill, right? Is it something that I can say that I'm really skilled at? And I'm going to be honest, and this is not me giving myself any type of shade or anything, but I'm not skilled at singing. Singing does, it brings me joy. It's something that I just realized that it brought me joy, but it's not something that I'm necessarily skilled in. So what are you skilled in? Me, I'm skilled in podcasting. I'm skilled in teaching people how to podcast and breaking it down to its simplest form. And I know that I'm skilled at it. That's something I know that I'm skilled at. I know that I'm skilled at giving speeches as far as resilience and talking on different topics, right? I'm not so good at math. That's not a skill. So I'm not going to put that that's a talent. Okay. Some of you, maybe you're skilled at cooking, right? That gives you joy and you're skilled in it. So, and still be thinking it, are you passionate about it? You could be skilled in it, but you cannot passionate about it. There's a couple clients that I've had, a doctor, a really skilled doctor, but it didn't passion. So I hope that makes so much sense. Again, this is to the second part, unique abilities or experience. Identify any unique abilities and experiences or strengths that set you apart. So I mentioned the things that I was skilled at. So now what I would do is I would think about those skills that I've had. I told you that I am really good at teaching people how to set up a podcast. I'm really good at giving speeches. So let's break that down a little bit more. Me personally, I love teaching people that want to have a podcast or want to figure out a way to use their voice, but they're afraid. Maybe they're afraid of the technology. And that's something that I would write down probably right here. Technology, they're afraid of the technology. And I would start going down a little bit deeper. Not only they're afraid of the technology, but they're afraid of using their voice. They're afraid of using their voice. And that's what set me apart, is because I know that I am really good at getting them to the point to not only where they could start using their voice and they could start, but I'm good as far as like keeping them going and getting them to the point to where there's no more fear, and doing that is actually something that they love, right? So that's the unique ability that I have. I've worked with folks that have no idea when it comes to the technology part. Maybe they're like 70s or 80s. I love seeing that click. So I would be writing all of this stuff down, right? Writing it all down. So what about you? What unique ability or experience do you have? That's what you there. Okay. So here you would write down ways you can help others. So you would describe how you would use those unique skills that you have, how you would use those unique skills to help or support others. If we're still talking about me as an example, I would say, okay, I have a course in how to put a podcast together, right? And a lot of you, hopefully this is a bonus for you. This is inside of that course. If you putting your podcast together, I do one-on-one coaching. That's how I can help people. And then I also do some group coaching. That's another way that I can help. And another way that I can help people is with my podcast, Leaders Lead the Podcast. I always give it to folks because, I'm talking about entrepreneur journey. I'm talking about mental health. I'm talking about all the different things that I am actively given to the world, right? And that's how I'm using my skill to help others. So think about how you're using your skills to help other people. So if you're a cook, what are you using your cooking skills, or what can you use your cooking skills so that you can help or support others? If you are a basket weaver, how are you using those weaving skills, or how could you use those weaving skills to help or support others? Right? Again, you should just be paying attention. I want you to just be paying attention. If this is me, I'm not writing anything right now because I'm not writing anything right now. I'm just absorbing the information. I know that I'm talking a little bit fast. I want you to just absorb the information. Maybe you're laying in a hammock. Maybe you're sitting in a yoga pose or something like that, watching this or drinking your cup of coffee. Perfect. Don't worry about writing this. I want you to write this and fill this out alone, when you're alone by yourself, so that it's your thoughts and not mine. I'm just showing you how to do it. This is a big one. So we talked about your passion, we talked about your skill. Now we're going to talk about your mission. And with your mission, what the world needs. This is impactful goals. Define the impact that you want to make to the world or in the lives of others. So for me, I'll tell you right now, I have some customers and I know already the impact that I want to make with the customers that I'm working with, and the impact that I want to continue to make is that they'll continue to use their voice so that they can share with the world their unique gifts and their unique abilities. That's my mission. And I feel like the world really needs that. There's so many people that don't have that. There's so many people that they stunt their ability. They don't use their voice. There's a speaker I was listening to, Les Brown, in one of his best speeches, where he's talking about Miles Monroe saying that the most wealthiest place in the world, on the world, is the graveyard. And that is because all the people that have passed away, they've taken their talents and their abilities to the grave with them. And just me thinking about that, I get chills, and it kind of makes me sad, because you imagine the different inventions or the different ideas that those people went to their graves with because they were afraid to use their voice. There's people right now that are in the ground and have gone to the other side that could have eliminated climate change, probably had an idea to eliminate hate on this earth. Pretty sad, right? So that's my mission. You think of an impactful goal that you can come up with so that you can ignite other people in this world? Write it down. So, yeah. So, again, breaking it down even more, issues or problems that you want to solve. I want you to think about societal or global issues that you're passionate about addressing. What is it that's really bothering you? Something that you see, something that you know how to do, something that you know how to teach other people how to be, and you're still brainstorming. It's a continuation of the impactful goals that we put up here, but you're just refining it right now. Also, I want you to think about the positive change that you want to facilitate. You're reflecting on the positive change or transformation that you aim to bring about in the world. So let's go back to the basket weaving analogy. If and like so let's really break it down. I was in a basket weaving class at my school. And I'll be honest, I took this class. It was basket weaving, and then it was like a carving class. And I took it because I thought that it was going to be an easy A, but it wasn't. It was one of the hardest classes that I'd taken. But the thing was, the instructor was saying that he got into those arts because he wanted to teach other people how to do it, because he was on drugs before, and it actually helped him. It helped him quit the drugs. It helped him out of a deep, dark depression that he was going through. And we're talking about basket weaving and carving. So this is like a big positive change that he was helped facilitate within other people. And I didn't get a chance to ask him, but I'm pretty sure that he's helped other people out of those dark places by what he was able to learn and what he was able to teach. I always go back to the quote by John Maxwell: a leader knows the way, goes the way, and show the way. What way can you show other people how to go? The positive change, right? With that being said, the next one is, what can you be paid for, right? And this is the profession. This is your potential career path. Identify potential career path or professions that align with your skills and passion. So I told you that I love helping other people with their voice. So I'm a coach. I created a business where I coach people how to use their voice in public speaking, and I help people learn how to use their voice in podcasting. That is my career. That is my profession. And I'm also going to school right now to help people with their anxiety in public speaking. So it's all in that realm of people using their voice. So think about what potential career path that you can use to use your voice. So this goes way beyond podcasting. This goes way beyond just making money. Because if we get this stuff figured out, we get this stuff covered, we get this stuff aligned, the rest of it is going to be super simple. So really take some time to think about right now, what can you be paid for? We're thinking about all the things that we talked about before, industries or sectors. Think about some sectors that you think that your skill and expertise can be very valuable in, because it's, I'll be honest, there's some people that, I don't know, maybe they have a skill that wouldn't necessarily be valuable. You want to make sure that you have a plan in place so that you can get compensated because of your time and because of your effort. Because if this thing is a passion, right? Because we're going by passion, something that gives you joy, is something that you're not going to have any issues or problems with spending the rest of your life doing it. But why spend the rest of your life doing something that is not going to be of value to anyone else? And that's fine if you just want a hobby or something that you do. That's fine. But what we're doing is we're connecting all of it together: your business, and your life, the personal and the professional side. That's what we're doing. We're connecting this all together, right? So industries or sector where your skill and expertise can be valuable. So monetizable service and products. Think about services or products that you can offer that have commercial viability. It's an extension to the last question, right? Something that that we talked about value, but what can you actually make money off of? The things that you're doing. If it's a podcast, if it's something that you're speaking about, if it's a job that you want to do, what can you make money off of? Right. So this next one is life fulfillment and balance. Balancing personal and professional life. Reflect on how you can maintain balance and fulfillment in your personal and professional life. So I'll tell you, this one has always been really hard for me, because I always, if you given the opportunity, I will always come in here in my office, studio at home, and I'll be recording a podcast for so many years. That's what I would do. I would either duck away to record a video really quick, even if I'm spending time with my family. That got old really quick. And because that's what I was doing, I burnt myself out. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about different ways so that you won't burn yourself out. The way that we do it now is I have this big calendar on the wall, and it has all of our family's appointments, because we have a lot of appointments. We have, there's a lot of different health issues and stuff like that, but we have different appointments, right? Different appointments for that stuff. And then I have those days where it's allotted. It'll say something like Anthony, and it'll have my color content day, or it'll have a coaching appointment with so-and-so. It'll have group training with these group of people. So it's on my calendar, and it's balanced out, right? And this part took me a very long time to actually bring about, because I'm one of those people. Sometimes I get spacey. I'm a dreamer. And, if you're dreaming all the time, you're not going to put things into action. So you need to be able to plan the action that you're expected to perform. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. You're going to spend a lot of time dreaming and some of the time acting. So think about different ways that you can balance your personal and professional life, and just write that down. Health and well-being. Consider how your pursuits align with maintaining your physical, mental, and emotional health. in your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So, how does it align with it? The thing that you chose to do, the thing that you're pursuing, is it going to be detrimental to your emotional health and well-being, or is it going to coincide with that? Like, is it going to be a good thing, or is it going to be a bad thing? Like, maybe you need to go back up and make some adjustments, right? So my hope is that you'll just write, yeah, yeah, it's going to be good because these things are going to bring you joy. So, meaningful relationships. Identify the importance of relationships and connections in your overall fulfillment. That's a really big thing for me. The thing that I do, I love it. The people that call me, we're on the same track. The people that are doing what I'm doing or close to doing what I'm doing, my peers, we have a lot of conversations about people using their voice. If I'm not inspiring them to use their voice, they're inspiring me to use my voice, or we're thinking of a plan to inspire other people to use their voice. They probably don't do exactly what I do, but I have some really deep relationships and connections with people that help me with that. So think about some of your relationships that you have with people, and if they're not meaningful relationships, then I'm not saying cut those people or cut those relationships off, but just know exactly what pocket to put them in. If you have relationships with people that are not going to see your vision, they don't see your vision, then I suggest that not be the person that you give your ideas to. And thinking about it like this, just because they're saying that they don't see your vision, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a good vision. It's your vision. It belongs to you. They don't see it because it's not their vision. It's your vision. But think about some people that can help support you along inside of your vision, right? So, with that being said, create your Ikigai statement. Your Ikigai statement, you're going to combine the elements that you've identified to create a clear and concise Ikigai statement that reflects your purpose and direction in life. What direction are you going? All that work that you just did, you got to put this into one statement. Maybe it's a whole freaking page. It doesn't matter, but what is your heart telling you? What is your heart telling you? What is, we talked about the things with your mind. We looked at some of the pros and cons of doing this thing that you're doing, but what is that statement? What direction are you headed? Right? Go back and look at this. All right. So that statement should be comprised of, what do you love? What do the world needs? Can you be paid for? And what skills do you currently have? All right. So you got your Ikigai statement. I want you to take some time to review your answers, look at some themes, some insights, some stuff that really sticks out to you. I want you to then take that statement, figure out ways that you could integrate that into your journey, the journey that you're on when it comes to podcasting or it comes to speaking or whatever you're working on right now. The reason that got you into trying to figure out what your purpose is, start integrating that into that, right? And then what I want you to do is I want you to share it. If you're comfortable sharing your Ikigai statement, I want you to go to the forum of this course, wherever you're seeing this sheet, and I want you to connect with other people. Who knows? Maybe it can inspire something inside of them. Maybe you'll see other people's comments or questions or other people's statements, and it'll really spark something in you. I promise your podcast can be more than just a show. It could be your stage to share your unique gifts with the world. I want you to start your Ikigai journey today, right? So with that being said, go to that group, the group that you belong in, the community that you join. If you have any questions at all, I want you to feel free to reach out to me. Let me know what I can do. There we go. Yeah, let me know what and how I can help you. That's my goal. I want to help you with your purpose. This is a really, really big step when it comes to the journey that you're on. Because if you don't get this step right, if your purpose isn't aligned with whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to continue to do it over and over and over and over again. There's so many different people look at, like especially like small business owners, entrepreneurs. They're stopping, they're starting, they're they're reconfiguring things all the time with podcasts, and they're relaunching their podcast. It's going to be about this now. I changed my mind. I really care about this. I figured out I really didn't care about that, which is a great exercise in itself. I feel like you want to do something more. I feel like you deserve more with your time. So, with that being said, go fill out the form. Let me know if you got any questions. Ask me inside of our group, and I promise I'll get back to you really soon. And if you have a question that you don't feel comfortable asking inside of the group, please feel free to send me an email, and I will get back to you personally at info@tonytaylorinspires.com. That is info@tonytaylorinspires.com. You can also send me a message in any of my social medias. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram. Just type in Tony Taylor Inspires or just Tony Taylor Public Speaking Coach or something like that. You'll see me. Wherever it is that you found me at, go and catch me there, and I'll be sure to help you. Have a good day, and thank you for going on this journey with me. I really, 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 really appreciate it. And if you're one of my students that's inside of the podcasting course, oh my God, the fun is yet to begin, because we are going to go on an incredible journey. And I look forward to following you on this journey. Not following me, I'm following you. I'll see you later.